Shalom, back with part 4. Pastor Lynn is a liar. Let's continue here. All right, let's get out of here. And you know what? Let's go to Romans 9, 3, and 4, shall we? Let's do that. What does it say here, people? Who are Israelites? Well, we'll start at verse 3, all right? For I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahushua the Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh. Now, when you get into that word kinsman, it goes back to the word sangria, as in sangria, all right? So it's talking about the blood, all right? The seed of Israel. You understand that? People get that? All right? All right. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption? Who pertaineth the adoption? Does it say the whole world? Does it say all 18 nations? As Pastor Lynn and all these other false prophets would have you believe that everyone is going to be saved, all right? That all the nations are going to benefit, all right, being a part of the kingdom. No, they're not. All right? Before we continue here, we'll come back to it. Let's go to Psalms 83. All right? Let's go to Psalms 83. I'm going to start at verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. All right? The hit list is going to be further down. It'll start at verse 6. The hit list of the enemies. So we'll get to that. All right? You already know it all starts with the tabernacles of Edom. All right? Because they rule over the other nations. You understand that? Okay? For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. What is a tumult? That's an uproar, a noise. Okay? All right? And they that hate thee, I repeat, they that hate thee, Esau, Edom, plus the other 16 heathen nations, they hate you. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the descendants of Jacob. You are Yasharallah, princes of the power. You understand that? Right? They hate you. They have lifted up the head. Okay? What have they done? Let's find out. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Who is thy people and thy hidden ones? You Israelites. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. And you all know about their secret councils, right? The Council on Foreign Relations. There are over 800, over 900-ish 1948er people, right? Those imposters that are on that list, all right, that attend the Council on Foreign Relations. You have the Bilderbergs. You have the Club of Rome. You have the United Nations, okay? You have their summits. You people get it? You understand all that? All right? Okay? So they have said, come, let us cut them off, all right? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? Let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name Israel may be no more in remembrance. You see that? For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Do you people understand what that word means? All right? You can go yourself to, Google and Google that word. And I highly recommend that you do. All right? See this? A covenant, an alliance, pledge between men, a treaty, an alliance, Okay? So you see that? All these nations, Esau, Edom, plus the other 16 heathen nations, all right? They have an alliance and a pledge among them, a treaty, an alliance. They're in league together, all right? An agreement, pledge, an alliance, friendship. Do you understand that? Okay? Against who? Against who? They have consulted with one another and they are confederate against thee. Against who? You Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? That's a conspiracy, right? They've conspired. So conspiracies are not theories, are they? They're facts, right? Because the Lord here has just proved it to you, right? You understand that? Now what? Now who's the hit list? The tabernacles of Edom, the Edomite, the white man, the Ishmaelites, that's the Arabs, Moab, the Moabites, the Chinese, the Hagarenes, that's an African tribe. So those are Hamites. Jebel, Ammon, the Ammonites, that's the Japanese. Amalek, the head tribe of the Edomites. You people understand that? Your Rothschild, Oppenheimers, Rockefellers, etc., 13 families in all right? You know, they're the head tribe of the Edomites, okay? That's your cabal. That's your shadow government. Who owns America? Okay? Your puppet government, as well as the other puppet governments that they set up pretty much after World War II. You understand that, people? You get it? You understand that? Right? All right. All right, let's see here. All right. Let's go to, let's go back there to where we were, Romans. All right. Romans 9, 3 and 4, right? So again, who are Israelites who pertain of the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law, right? And we read that, you know, Psalms 147, 19 and 20, right? Again, you know, he showeth, right, his word unto who? Jacob. His law, statutes, and commandments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any other nation, right? We proved all that already. You see that? All right. And the giving of the law in the service of God, the God Power, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and the promises. You see that? So again, covenants has plural, right? So we know we have the first covenant. We also have the second covenant, right? You go to Hebrews 8 to 10. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant. So you see the second covenant, right? Because we saw covenant, plural, first and second covenant. So I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel, the 10 northern Indian tribes, right? And with the house of Judah, the southern tribes, all right? Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Not according to the covenant, right? The first covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand and led them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant. And I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. This is all 12 tribes now he's talking about here, all right? So he's not separating us from northern and southern kingdom. Why? Because we're not going to be two kingdoms anymore. We're going to be one kingdom, okay? And to understand that, go read Ezekiel chapter 37, the Valley of Dry Bones, and it tells you how the northern and southern kingdom, how he's going to place, you know, Joseph, you know, who is Ephraim, you know, and his companions, right? The other northern tribes, and Judah, right, of the southern tribes, all right, with Benjamin, Levi, his companion. So you have the northern kingdom, Joseph, who is also Ephraim, onto one stick, and Judah, Benjamin, Levi on the other stick, and they're going to place them into one stick in the Lord's hand. Going to be one kingdom, right? And, we're going to have our king is Yahushua, Hamashiach, and the shepherd that will be placed over us is King David, okay? So go read it, all right? Go read it. All right, highly recommend you do, so you have understanding, all right? All right, so, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel, that's all 12 tribes, after those days, saith the Lord. And I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, all right? So it's going to be placed in your inner parts. You're never going to go off. You're going to be immortal. The immortal God, kings, and priests of the earth, all right? And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. There you go, all right? Now, where else I want to take you to? Oh, yeah. And I don't want to make this lesson too long, all right? So, let me see here. Let's go here. Oh, yeah. Old Testament, let's go to Deuteronomy 32 and 8, because this will show you that God made the nations to be separate, all right? And you know what, people, all right? Are they going to be in the kingdom? The other nations? Yeah, they're going to be in the kingdom. Nobody's ever denied that. A remnant of them. But where they're going to be subdued. They're going to be in captivity. All right? But they're not going to get any of the blessings of the kingdom. Now, are they going to have their blessings after they serve their captivity? Yeah, they're going to get their blessings. All right? Because the Lord originally gave the nations, he separated them and gave them all their blessings. You understand? He originally did that. We're about to read about that here. All right? When the Most High divided the nations, you see that? And their inheritance. You see that? When he separated the sons of Adam, okay? And he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. You see that? But they've broken all that, right? And they what? They came against Israel. They all benefited from the Negro, Latino, Native American being put in the lowest state, all right? Keeping us from coming back into our power, okay? They all benefited from that. That's why they're all going into captivity. It's prophecy, all right? It's in the scriptures, all over the scriptures, okay? And Esau cannot change, stop, or alter that. Neither can the other nations. And you people should know that. You could see how the Lord is already working upon all these nations, all right? All right? So that should be plain enough for you. All right, so there you go, people, all right? And while we're here, let me read verse 9. For the Lord's portion is his people. He's going to tell you who that is. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. See that? Does it say the world? Does it say the other nations? No, it does not. You understand that? But first, before we go into the kingdom, the Lord has a lot of house cleaning to do. All right? Because, this world was made for many, but the world to come for few. Okay? So there's only going to be a remnant of every nation, right? Including Israel, because there's only 1/3 that's going into the kingdom. And then the 2/3 that die on the side, they'll come back as the children of the elect. All right? They'll be reborn in the kingdom. All right? You understand that? But again, people, sorry, the kingdom is not for all the nations. And I believe we've already proven all that, all right? So, you know what? We're going to end this lesson here, and I'm on to the next one. Shalom.